Thank you, Avinash. Here's what's happening in the region. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Thursday began a new term that critics dismiss as illegitimate, with the economy in free fall and the country more isolated than ever. The 56-year-old leader was sworn in by the Supreme Court rather than the sidelined opposition controlled parliament. He was re elected in May in voting boycotted by the majority of the opposition and dismissed as a fraud by the United States, European Union, and the Organization of American States. With the exception of Mexico, the Lima Group, which is made up of 14 mostly Latin American countries, has urged Maduro to renounce his second term and deliver power to parliament, a demand Caracas blasted as incitement to stage a coup. Attorney and member of the All Mansions of Rastafari in Trinidad and Tobago, Jesse Daniel says it is not enough to decriminalize marijuana, but it should be legalized. According to the Newsday, Daniel said a directive should be issued towards law enforcement officers not to arrest and charge people for small quantities of marijuana until the law was amended. The Trinidadian lawyer said charging people for possession of marijuana for personal use only clogged the courts and was a waste of manpower. He said allowing people to carry a small amount of the herb would give the police more time and space to go after the hardened criminals. Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, has given an assurance that measures will be put in place to ensure the safety and security of St. James residents in the aftermath of the state of public emergency, which expires at the end of this month. The Observer reported that following the declaration of the enhanced security measures in St. James in January 2018, the parish saw a 70% reduction in murders. However, citing human rights abuse, the opposition People's National Party decided against supporting a further extension of the security measures. Internationally, we tell you now that the United States will work with allies to expel every last Iranian boot from Syria, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says. According to the BBC, Mr. Pompeo warned there would be no U.S. reconstruction aid for areas controlled by Syrian President Bashar al-Assad until Iran and its proxies had left. He also criticized ex-President Barack Obama's Middle East policy, saying he had made dire misjudgments. Mr. Pompeo was speaking in Cairo 3 weeks after President Donald Trump said U.S. troops were pulling out of Syria. The announcement has shocked the U.S. allies and sparked strong criticism in Washington. Lady Gaga has apologized for working with embattled R&B star R. Kelly and vowed to remove their duet from streaming services. It comes after the broadcast of a new documentary about Kelly, which detailed allegations of sexual and physical abuse against women and underage girls, spanning several decades. According to the BBC, Gaga called the stories horrifying and indefensible, adding that she stands behind these women 1,000%. Kelly has denied all the allegations. His lawyer also dismissed the documentary as another round of stories being used to fill reality TV time. And that brings us to the end of regional and international headlines. Back to you, Avinash.